SchuZ Views episode 29 is a special one. You're not going to want to miss it. Isaac Peralta of Strive for Greatness continues the Blue Chip Strive for Greatness series with another great one as he has a big announcement to talk about in terms of where he's going for high school. Big time stuff's coming up. You're not going to want to miss it. Also, what do I have to talk about? Well, I'm going to let you guys know about how the second year players in the NBA have played and my top 30 performance for them, and then how I think top 50 have the potential to pan out. You're not going to miss it. I'll also give you guys a frame update, and of course, SchuZ Zone. It all goes down on this episode. Now, don't forget to stay informed. Go and follow me at Schumaker on Twitter and Instagram. You're not going to miss it. Everyone, let's get right into SchuZ Views up to 29. It's on its way. How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys all had a very blessed weekend and you're ready to start off another great week. Welcome to another great episode of SchuZ Views, and we're in the middle of the SFG and Blue Chip series that I'm sure you're not going to want to miss because I know it'll very well kick off your week on a very high note. That being said, it's only right if I introduce myself. So, I'm your host, SchuZ Schumaker, and I'm in New York City. You're not going to miss what SFG and Mater Dei star Isaac Peralta has to say. Well, you're truly not going to miss what he has to say because maybe or maybe not he's going to Mater Dei. Stay tuned to figure out what. But before that comes on and we hear from him, I want to go talk about the 2017 draft class as I go through the past two draft classes and what's going down there and their future potential. So, stay tuned. Let's hop right on in. Talked about the rookie class. I'm talking about sophomores. Now, I don't think the sophomore class is necessarily as great as the freshman class this past year in the rookie class, but I do think there's something special. Obviously, some of the top young players for the rest of our game that we're going to see for a very long time. Let's kick it off with the top 30 sophomores based on performance so far in the first 2 years of the career. Number one, I don't think it's really debatable. It's Donovan Mitchell. I mean, can you really debate that? Donovan Mitchell, what he's done for Utah, has led them to the playoffs both years. Came in as a rookie when it was supposed to be Rodney Hood's team after Gordon Hayward departed for Boston, and he's clearly stepped up. With him and Rudy Gobert has been exceptional in what he's done out there. Tatum obviously took a little bit of step back in terms of what we thought he would be, but Tatum still was a great player in the playoffs, and that playoff run puts him in front of Kuzma. Kuzma destroyed this year. Came and destroyed and played at a very high level for the LA Lakers. After putting him at number 3 behind Jason Tatum for the respective spot part. As for number 4, De'Aaron Fox for Sacramento. Rookie year was very solid, was very good. I knew that that's who the Suns should have got, and was probably going to be the top point guard in this year's draft class. Well, I think he's going to be number 4 in terms of based on his performance. He obviously had a huge step this year. Third finalist for the most improved, just a big-time player. Number 5, Lauri Markkanen. Once again, it's another big-time player. He showed up big time. Obviously, you saw him going towards the end of the year. He was hurt again this year, but I don't know if that was necessarily injury or if that was just precaution or what it might have been. But Lauri Markkanen's been a beast for Chicago, and I think they have a really good young player there. Number 6, John Collins. I mean, it's John Collins. He's played at a very high level, especially this year, almost after 20 points a game, almost getting a double-double every game. We're just an absolute monster between the pick and roll with Trae Young and him. Number 7, Dennis Smith Jr. He's been able to be on 2 teams now. Was a star of the show last year, Dallas, and this past season with the New York Knicks, he came in after the trade deadline and really played at a high level. He didn't get a lot of minutes, but he still played at a very high level. After number 8, Jared Allen. Wow. I mean, yes, maybe his stats in terms of points or whatnot's not necessarily there, but he's obviously become one of the best rim protectors in the entire NBA, and he's only in his second year. There's not much debate about that. I value defense just as much as offense. So, number 9, Derek White. Now, a lot of you guys might be confused with this one, but Derek White's been someone you saw him in the playoffs, dropped 36 against the Denver Nuggets in the first round in a critical game for San Antonio. That's where he belongs. He's truly legit playing in this league for a very long time. Number 10 is Monte Morris. Played for the Denver Nuggets. He hasn't really even started yet. A lot of these guys I'm going to list still are starters. But Monte Morris, double digits off the bench, has been spectacular. He's shown he can step up no matter what the scenario is and is at a high level. Now, Luke Kennard, number 11 for Detroit, he's taken off, especially in the playoffs. He saw him really come into his own. More towards the end of the season, he just destroyed, and that's why I'm going to put him up here. Following him is Bam Adebayo, another great player from Miami. He keeps developing, great defensive player. Obviously can score, mid-range is out of his game. He just keeps evolving. He's really going to become a great player. 13, y'all may hate this one, but this is in fact where I put Lonzo Ball. Now, does Lonzo Ball have a high potential? Yes, and yes, we'll see that in a minute. Lonzo's missed two years worth of a lot of games being missed in injuries. And when he does play, he's not a superstar. Yes, he's a great defensive player, but that's it. The offensive game hasn't averaged above 10 points yet. He is struggling, he needs help. Number 14, Josh Jackson being acquired by Memphis now. The kid can still ball. I'm not really sure why everyone's saying he can't ball and whatnot. It's absolutely blasphemy. Josh Jackson can play at a very high level, and I think Memphis got a steal there. Number 15, Damian Dotson for the New York Knicks. He's a player I can see really being part of that young core if they keep getting a chance. He should legitimately contend for starting position, if not one of the first guys off the bench for the New York Knicks. He can score at a high level. He just does a lot of really good basketball. Number 16, Thomas Bryant took a huge step after being waived and then claimed off waivers last year by the Washington Wizards. He played big time starting for a majority of the game after D12 went down. Just a rebounding monster. Had a lot of big time games. 8 DeAndre Ayton alive in one game. I mean, he's really just been a monster. Josh Hart, number 17, had a pretty darn good rookie year. Took a step back sophomore year. Kind of like a little bit of a slump, but I think he'll break out at some point. I don't know if it'll be in New Orleans. That's where he belongs, but we'll see. Number 18 is Jonathan Isaac. He really started coming to his own more towards the end of the year, but still wasn't coming to his own. Still wasn't at a very high level. That's why I can't put him up that high. Then number 19, Malik Monk. We saw him averaging over 10 points a game for the most entire year. Then basically just got benched and didn't play for Charlotte. Do I know why? No. But damn it, he's shown enough where Malik Monk's a legit player in this league. Number 20 is a teammate in Dwayne Bacon. Dwayne Bacon's someone I really do see as Charlotte's really one of the top young pieces. I mean, he's someone that's been developing. He's really a legit player. I'm excited to see what the man can do out there as he continues to get spots. I expect him to be starting on day one. It's going to be something great to watch him as he truly keeps showing. In the summer league, he's been playing in the G League, and then on the end of the year, truly playing at the NBA level at a high level. Number 21 is Zach Collins. I think he's going to start skyrocketing, going up higher and higher. Zach Collins is a legit player. I think he's going to get the starting power forward spot for Portland. We will see. Frank Jackson missed his entire rookie year with an injury. This year came out and just completely took it to another level. 7 points a game as a theoretically rookie. Big time year for him. I really like the way he is. Jordan Bell at 23. He's someone that last year, if he kept the way he played, he'd be a top 20 player. He also took a massive step back this year. We'll see if Minnesota can reopen some things. 24, Terrence Ferguson. Not very often a player that's only in his second year that starts as many games as him for a playoff team would be here. But his stats just aren't as strong. He's a good fill-in player for Oklahoma. We'll see if he gets a better opportunity now with PG and obviously Westbrook being traded and moved away. Number 25, OG Anunoby. He was great his freshman year, his rookie year, playing at a high level. Was able to pretty much do a solid job, at least as good a job as you could do on LeBron James. He also just didn't get the opportunity this year. He was beat up a lot. But we'll see what he continues to develop into at number 25. 26, Jalen Brown. He's been on and off, but he still is a legit player. A player I expect to be in Milwaukee for a while, unless being traded, in which he will find a good opportunity. He'll be in the NBA for quite a while, though. 27, Luke Cornett. Obviously, has a new deal now with Chicago after being with the New York Knicks. He played big time. When he got the opportunity to play, he was a pest on defense. He was a really good player. He's going to be someone that Chicago probably want, kind of what they wanted Cristiano Felicio to be. He obviously hasn't panned out since they re-signed him. 28, Dylan Brooks missed all this year. Fresh his rookie year, that was really solid. Markelle Fultz, 29. How did I rank him? Well, he is still the youngest player to have a triple-double. You got to give him props to that. Not any real necessarily on this roster had a triple-double yet, so that's amongst the best, but I am going to put him there. Number 30, Ivan Rabb. He got some opportunity, was playing solid at times last year. We'll see where his career continues to develop into, but I do like Ivan Rabb, and we'll see what Memphis does use with him, but that's based on performance, remember. Not potential, but that's how they played, in my opinion, in the first top 30 in their first two seasons. Coming up next, which you guys all been waiting for, as we continue this great Blue Chips and Strive for Greatness series. So the first member of Strive for Greatness joins the show, and as a Peralta, you're not going to miss it. He talks about a big decision he's made. Trust me, it's something special, and you guys are not going to miss that part. He talks about playing for Strive for Greatness, being alongside LeBron, and so much more. You're not going to miss what he has to say. Truly a great episode as he continues this great series. So let's get right in and stay tuned. It's coming on right after this, folks. I'm excited to welcome the first member of Strive for Greatness and Mater Dei star Isaac Peralta to the second episode of the SFG and NCBC series. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm ready to get started.
That's awesome. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about Strive for Greatness. So why did you originally decide to go play for them?
I originally decided to go play with them because I originally had no idea about the team until my teammate Sky Clark. He hit me up about him and asked if I was interested to join. And obviously that caught my eye right off the bat because, I feel like if any kid had the opportunity to go play for LeBron's team, they would go take it. So I was right on board right away. Just be playing for LeBron, be playing for a great circuit in the Nike EYBL. So that's originally why I joined SFG.
No doubt. So talk a little about the team. You just talked a little about Sky, but talk about them. Obviously you guys are one of the top teams. And you guys have a lot of talent. So talk a lot about some of those guys.
Well, yeah, all of us, we can play. I mean, we got a lot of Division I guys. A lot of guys that could actually go pro too.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's trying to come watch us because we have a lot of big names on our team. We have huge crowds every game, and a lot of people actually they want to see us lose. They like to hate. They don't like to see us win. So for us, just coming together like as a brotherhood, having each other's backs, knowing that we have to play for each other. That's a main part of the team.
No doubt, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
talk a little about Coach Joe and some of the other coaches on the team and how they help you guys throughout the season and just prepare for games.
I mean, Coach Joe and Coach Ed, dude, they're just great people. They really instill into me and all the rest of the players to what the brotherhood really means, and they just keep us level-headed, and we can always count on them to go to war with.
Mm-hmm, no doubt. So what would you say would be one thing you've really taken away from being a part of Strive for Greatness?
One thing I've really taken away is just being able to be around the best and learning from the best. With LeBron, he's come to like quite a bit of our games. He's
Mm-hmm.
really just helped us. He's taught us the game. He's helped us like what to do better on the court. And when you just get the chance to be around a guy like LeBron, it's great because you can take so many things away from the game.
No doubt. So talk a little about your role on the team and how you play and what you bring to the table every game.
So my role on the team, coming off the bench, really for me is when I come in there, I'm trying to bring a spark, and I really,
Mm-hmm.
I really take pride on my defense. I think just this is me and my confidence. I think I'm the best on ball defensive player on that team, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when we're getting steals and we're causing a lot of pressure on the offense, it leads to turnovers for them, and it also leads to the fast break, and we get a lot of easy buckets that way, and
Mm-hmm.
we start getting a lot more momentum. And just I like being kind of a part of that and being the reason uh, that starts happening for us. So I really take pride in that.
No doubt. I mean, that's something I think, especially with the modern day game, when you see guys like Lou Williams and Dinwiddie, a lot of these guys in the NBA that have
Right.
really embraced the bench role, the six men, where they're clearly obviously players that could start on pretty much any other team, but
Yep.
they embrace that role and they truly are reasons. I mean, Lou Williams led the team to the playoffs off the bench. Same thing
Exactly.
with Dinwiddie. I mean, it's
Yeah.
truly just a big thing that I think it's becoming more and more embraced, which is huge for the game of basketball.
Right. Exactly. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little about your favorite tournament. So obviously, you guys put in a lot of big things this year so far in the circuit. What would you say would be the one that really stood out the most to you?
Well, actually, I'm gonna keep it real. I think my favorite tournament that I played with SFG will actually have to be probably the first tournament we played together.
Mm-hmm.
Up in Vegas. It was like the first time that we all came together. We got to experience the brotherhood. I got to meet all my new teammates, and just the way we kind of bonded that tournament. We gained chemistry, and we just had a lot of fun, man. And uh, we got to the championship that tournament. I know, unfortunately, we lost, but still, just we really felt like confident going on and playing more together after that first tournament.
No doubt. So talk a little about that, because obviously you guys play in different states. A lot of you guys are different separated and all that. So how
Right.
does it kind of work? Like obviously you guys aren't able to necessarily practice a lot together, if any. So how does that
Yeah.
really work together like that?
So basically, yeah, we don't really practice at all. I mean, we've only really had like 2 practices, but because we have like a good amount of players on the team that are from a lot of different areas. We got Tez and Sada from Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
Dior's like back and forth from New York. I think really for us, like every time that we come to play together, it's one goal for us, and that's to win. So I think in our head, sometimes it is important to practice. Don't get me wrong, but we always have like a bunch of energy coming into the game, and we always want to win, and that's what matters most. And we'll do anything it takes to win. So
No doubt. I mean, definitely like, looking at you guys. I mean, you guys have pretty much every component you need
right,
to win games. I mean, obviously you guys have a big man in Jax that can go and
yeah,
do the down low work, get rebounds and all. Like you said, you come off the bench. Obviously, Dior can score at will, and same with Sky, and he's a great facilitator as well.
yeah,
Tez electrifies the crowd, and Sada does I mean, he does a lot. He's just all around kind of player too.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
mean, definitely. So what would you say would be your favorite play or highlight play you've had this in the circuit?
So my favorite play definitely was when we were up in Indiana,
Mhm.
EYBL session 2, and I think it was the second game of the session. And we were playing against I forget the team name, but they're from New York, and
Mhm.
this kid was coming down on me, and I picked him up, and he tried to cross me over, and I picked him, and I got the ball, and I started taking the ball down court, kind of like on the left side. And that kid's teammate, he started trying to chase me down, but I see Tez, he started running with me, and we kind of have like a 2-on-1 break. And I kind of just see Tez giving me that look, like just throw it up. So
Mhm.
I kind of just threw him up, threw the ball to him, let him go get it, and he just dunked it. So and it kind of gave us that momentum. That was definitely by far my favorite play.
That's awesome. Let's turn over a little bit to Mater Dei and playing in high school now.
Right.
So why'd you originally decide to go play there?
So originally, I decided to go play there because Mater Dei, it's one of like the most dominant schools in the area I live in. They're Trinity League, and they just produce great players year in and year out, and
Mhm.
just like that's the kind of competition I wanted to be around. And right now there they have great point guard Devin Askew, 5-star USA, and for me to just learn from him the whole year and be able to go up against him in practice and just really develop, that's really something that made me a better player, and it really helped me a lot.
No doubt. I mean, definitely playing with, like you said, I mean, obviously, like starting with SFG, I mean, you weren't necessarily, you came off the bench and all, but you're playing against the best and you're playing with the best. So, I mean,
Right.
all around, I mean, that's going to help you all the way through college because not all the time, there's very few guys that are the best all the way through. I mean, that's LeBron, that's Durant, those kind of guys.
Right.
So, I mean, it's always showing how do you get in your role and how do you get to the next level playing with the
Exactly.
best.
Exactly.
So, were you considering any other schools?
Well, yeah, I was considering a few other schools in the Trinity League that are close to my area, but
Mm-hmm.
Mater Dei kind of just ultimately came down to like probably a really the best decision for me. But
Mm-hmm.
uh after this year, obviously a freshman. I contributed the most minutes out of all the other freshmen on varsity,
Mm-hmm.
but still, like I only played a little bit like the whole season, and going into my sophomore year, since Mater Dei has such like a young stacked team,
Yeah.
um because I knew my freshman year there was definitely a learning year, but I felt
Mm-hmm.
for me my sophomore year I definitely wanted to get thrown into the fire and just start getting a lot of experience and play.
Yeah.
So when I kind of found out that Mater Dei it wasn't gonna kind of really be like that my sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
um, I started actually thinking about transferring. And with that said, I actually did transfer to JSerra High School,
Okay.
and I will be playing there my sophomore year. They actually have they're gonna have a really good team this year, and they're also really looking forward to utilizing me just as a scorer and play defense and get people involved. But you know, the main reason why I went there, I think it was just a better fit for me. I was gonna play a lot more there. It's a lot closer to my house, and
Mm-hmm.
just it feels more like home for me because they have some really great players on that team. Ian Martinez, but he's a great guy as well, great teammate, very
Mm-hmm.
humble.
No
Um,
doubt.
and Big Hugo over there, he's the big. He's very welcoming too. But mainly all their players, they're just very welcoming towards me, very warm, and just excited to have me part of the family.
No doubt. So, what are your expectations for this year as a team and all?
Our expectations this year is definitely to win Division 1 CIF championship. We're trying to win state. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but mainly, I'm just for me as a sophomore. We have a lot of guys that are going to be seniors this year, but just to contribute as much as I can, and just my role right now for coming into JSerra. We already have a senior point guard, but see, I've already clocked in some hours at the gym over at JSerra. I've got to meet the coaches, and
Okay.
they actually they like that I have also ability to score the ball. So they
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna want to utilize me as a scorer this year. Probably play more like a 2, but my junior senior year, I'll definitely be the starting point guard there. But right
That's
now this
awesome.
right now this year, it's just kind of come in, just score the ball, play some defense, and just do anything I can to help that team win.
I mean, that's definitely awesome. I mean, when you get a whole lot of experience, I mean, being able to play against the best or alongside the best of the best, and
Right.
then also being able to go over and now take over and show that you can be the top guy at the same time.
Exactly. Right.
hmm So obviously, did you guys play through summer ball yet?
Well, I mainly played summer ball with Mater Dei, because uh,
hmm
I didn't really get to play a whole lot with JSerra because we didn't start thinking about it till last minute. But
hmm
yeah, so I haven't really had any experience with those guys yet on the team, but I've met some of them and I feel pretty confident about playing with them because they already seem like some great guys to get along with.
That's awesome. I mean, I definitely know Ian. I mean, he's definitely a good player. I mean, obviously he's super athletic as well too.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just a great kid too in general.
No doubt. So what would you say was your take on Section 7?
I mean, my take on Section 7, it was honestly a really good experience. I didn't really get to play a whole lot, but just seeing like all the coaches in the gym, all the great high school talent that was just around me, it was great to take away from. But I definitely knew that um throughout, so I definitely wanted to be playing, actually be a part of the action because I know I can hang with all those players out there.
No doubt. I mean, speaking about Section 7, I mean, I know it's something that you definitely look at. I mean, there's obviously mixed opinions about it. Because,
Hmm.
I think it's great for colleges coaches to see both eyes of it. I mean, obviously the AAU, which is more, I mean, it's a lot different. The two environments are completely different. I mean, AAU is obviously more about, in a way, about you, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
showcasing that. And high school is more, how do you play within a complete system throughout a season? So, I mean, I
Right.
think it's great for colleges to see both of them and see how a guy adapts and plays in both scenarios.
Right. I totally agree with that too.
hmm Let's talk a little about college. Have any coaches talked to you or reached out to you yet in terms of getting a scholarship or offer?
Well, so no really college coaches have directly talked to me. I have gotten some interest in from colleges. I got some Division 1 follows on Twitter, but
hmm
no really college coaches have talked to me. But uh with me for like college dream school and all of that, and it comes down to deciding what school I want to go to. I don't really have like a dream school for me. When it comes to like the final decision, I really have to like feel comfortable about going there. It has to be kind of like a family environment for me. The coaches have to have like a plan for me on how I'm gonna come in and contribute for their team.
hmm
There's obviously several other things that I would love to have about the school, like campus, just where it's located. I'd also love to try and play on the ACC, and I actually would love to go to college out on the East Coast too.
hmm No doubt. I mean, definitely that's something I think you look at. I always like to reference this year draft class. I mean, so many of the guys were unranked or something just because they went to the right place, and then you
Right.
sadly see a lot of the top players either went
Exactly.
undrafted, fell to the second round, or even fell to the late first round. It's just
Yeah.
something that's like you truly go to the right college. I mean, it might not even be a Power Five school overall, but there's media, and media can find you anywhere, and the NBA would definitely get a hold of you.
Exactly. And with that being said, I mean, a great example is probably John Morant.
hmm
Because out of high school, his senior year, he did have some offers, like a lot better schools that would probably be better than Murray State, but
hmm
that he just said that there's something about Murray State that he loved. He loved that the coaches were just, talking to him every day, and they wanted him to come in and play right off the bat. So he just felt like that was truly the best school for him. And because he did choose the right school, he blew up, and he was a lottery pick. He was the number 2 pick in the draft.
No doubt. I mean, I know another one in Arizona that people like to reference is Brandon Clark. I mean, he came out from his school, Desert Vista, down here, and he had one offer to San Jose State, and it
Right.
didn't. It was okay and all, and then Gonzaga offered him, and then obviously the rest is history. Now he just won Summer League MVP. I
Yeah.
mean, you also have a guy like Jarrett Culver. I mean, there's a lot of those guys just truly awesome to watch.
Right.
So when did you originally first start playing basketball?
So I picked up a ball when I was 2 years old, and I started to kind of dribble basketball around that age. But to be honest with you, that kind of like at a really young age, my dad, he's a big football fan. He loves football,
Mm-hmm.
and he always was watching football. So I was kind of around that sport majority of the time, like at a really young age. So
Yeah.
actually, football was mainly my first love, like because I was always gonna play catch with my dad, but then somehow when I started kind of getting like around 7, 8 years old, I started just kind of went out there, started shooting a basketball, playing a lot more, and I kind of just fell in love with it. I'm like, this is kind of what I want to do, and I kind of
Mm-hmm.
liked it more than football. So my parents kind of signed me up in a YMCA league, and that was the first league I played in. I was 9 years old, but
Okay.
I just really enjoyed playing basketball. And the director of the YMCA one time he came to watch me play. He didn't know me, but I think
Mm-hmm.
one game I dropped about 40 points, and he was just like, "Who is this kid?" And he had his own little AU team. I didn't know what AU was, but he
Yeah.
just came up and talked to me and asked if I wanted to play. I was like, "Yeah," because AU is obviously a lot better than the YMCA. But
Mm-hmm.
that was really like my first real coach, mentor, and we're still really close to this day. He's like a second dad to me, but he's awesome.
That's awesome. So what's one part of the game you've really worked on or focused on this summer?
Well, one part of my game, I've just been really trying to get down my jump shot. I think with my jump shot, my favorite part of it is probably the mid range pull up. I like to get to the mid range area. I feel like I'm most dominant in that part of the court. But
Mm-hmm.
just that, getting stronger, getting quicker. Just been working on some off court stuff like plyometrics and all that.
No doubt. So in terms of your daily day, what kind of workouts is like when do you work out? How often? Like how does that look for you?
I work out every day about like two times a day. It's depends. Sometimes it's different stuff. Early in the morning I'll do weights, just speed and agility stuff, box jumps, defensive slides, but all that. And then during later in the day I'll do some basketball work. But when it comes to basketball, it mainly consists of a lot of ball handling, getting up a lot of shots, pull up jumpers, working my way around the perimeter, but it's mainly that.
Okay. So if there's one part of your game that you take pride in, what would that be?
Actually, the main part of my game I take most pride in, it's probably unselfishness because I like to get people involved in the game a lot. Like I like making sure everyone is happy. Like one thing that I really preach is if I eat, everybody eats. So I don't like making people feel like they're just watching me just run the show. Like I want them to feel a part of the show.
Mm-hmm. No
And
doubt.
and I just want everybody to make sure they're happy and feel involved, and that all comes with me just putting them in the right spots and getting them the ball where they can score.
Absolutely. So is there a player you model your game after?
Well, actually, for me, there is not really one specific person that I model my game after. I like to
Mm-hmm.
take bits and pieces from every like point guard, especially in the league, like Steve Nash's ability to pass the ball and his IQ, Chris Paul's leadership, uh, Russell Westbrook's ability to get out to the open floor and score at will, his pull up jumper and transition, all that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's definitely a big thing. And be able to take so many different pieces from the best of the best truly makes a different kind of player, which is awesome.
Right, exactly.
So obviously you've played alongside a lot of really big time players. So who would
Yep.
you say would be the one that you really stood out to you the most and the best player?
Well, actually, so with that being said, I have a really close friend of mine. He's almost like a brother to me that I've played with since I was like 10 years old. His name is Donnie Dent. But
Mm-hmm.
he plays for Team Determined. We actually played him with Stride at the map. But I've played with him since we was 10 years old, and we've had like this bond together. We play super well together, and we've gained a lot of chemistry. And he's also like the hardest player I'd probably say I've gone against, and he's my favorite player to go against. Just because of how close we've been, and he's just a great player, and we love competing against each other any time of the day. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So would he be the person you'd like to team up with in high school, or would it be someone else?
Yeah. I mean, mainly that he would be an awesome candidate to team up with in high school. I mean, I would love to play with him in high school, but probably right now the player that I'm most looking forward to is probably Ian, because especially with Ian being older, and he's just a great role model and leader. And he's a great guy to be around, and he's obviously a great player. And I'm really excited. I can't wait to start playing with him once the season kicks off.
That's awesome. So out of all the players in college right now, who would be someone you wish you could team up with?
Well, honestly, I mean, right now it would probably be Zion Williamson, because
No doubt.
he's just a freak athlete, freak of nature, and just playing alongside him, you could pretty much just give him the ball at any spot on the court, and he's gonna do damage. You could throw it up to him, he's gonna go up and get it and dunk it.
Absolutely. So who would you say is someone that you'd like to team up with in the NBA?
In the NBA right now, I'd probably love to team up with Chris Paul. Make them and push them to be the best player they can be. And he's just a great leader, and he's going to make sure all his teammates have their heads on right and keep them level-headed. So just to play alongside a player like that, Chris Paul would probably be my first option to play with.
No doubt. I mean, that's someone that I think he's obviously got a lot of slander for being traded and all and being in Oklahoma now.
Right.
I mean, he's someone that still, no, is he the player that, like, the first All-NBA team, like,
Right.
first pick in the All-Star thing? No.
Yeah.
But is he still definitely a top 15 point guard, top 10 probably? I mean, yeah. I mean, no matter, like you said, no matter where you put him with, he'll make players better and make sure they get they're put in the best situation as possible.
Yep.
So in terms of pregame routine, so what do you necessarily do when you go and get ready for a game?
Well, for me, it's really kind of simple. I just put on my headphones, kind of listen to some music. I'll probably sometimes just kind of close my eyes and, just relax my mind and just get a really good stretch in so I'm prepared and I'm ready to go for the game. That's really my pregame routine.
Absolutely. So you've obviously attended a lot of good camps so far in your career. What would you say be one of them or a couple of them that's really stood out the most to you?
So my top two favorite camps I've probably attended was the first one was probably, I was a little younger. I was probably like 12 years old, but it was like one of the first camps. It was called Phenom. It was up in San Diego. But they really like just applied more to the game than just playing games. They had to study film and watch like other players that are in the league play, and they really broke down the game and how to play it the right way. But they had motivational speakers come talk to us. The camp was all day long, and that was like a really good first camp for me, like a good first experience, And
No
then
doubt.
probably my second camp was probably the Pangos freshman sophomore camp, just because it was more recent and there's just so much talent in that gym. A lot of great players were there, and just to be able to play against them and to play alongside them, it was just a great experience. And I did pretty well at that camp too and got my name out there more.
No doubt. That's awesome. I mean, speaking about the Phenom camp, I mean, back when I played basketball, I went to that. I mean, it was obviously, like you said, it was an all-day thing. It was like, it was really an awesome thing because, I mean, I don't know, was Dave Taylor also the coach for that one?
Yeah, Dave Taylor was the director.
I mean, he's definitely someone that, I mean, he's definitely a great motivational person, just a great person. Truly puts more into the game than just playing basketball.
Right.
So let's talk a little about the NBA then. Who is your favorite NBA team?
My favorite NBA team right now is the Miami Heat. I've always had kind of like a love and connection to like Florida and Miami area. My dad is from there. He lived there for 16 years. But we like mainly sports teams from that area. And I've always liked Miami Heat since I was little. I've always stuck with them. And, JB coming over is really exciting. Can't wait to see what he kind of does with them,
No doubt. So would Jimmy Butler be your favorite player or is it someone else?
No, my favorite player is probably Allen Iverson of all time,
Okay.
Allen Iverson to me, because, like, he's really undersized shooting guard. He was 6 feet. But for me, what most stood out to him was just his mindset and his killer mentality. Like, Like, he didn't care who was in front of him. He was going to go at you the whole night. You know, he was going to get knocked down 10 times, get up 11. But that's just something that I've admired most about him.
No doubt. So talking about free agency then, let's talk a little about Miami Heat then. So what was your take on their free agency approach so far?
Free agency, I think they did a pretty good job. You know, obviously it was kind of tough to lose Hassan Whiteside and Josh Richardson and all those guys. But
Mm-hmm.
I think JB, since he's just such a good player, you know, he's an all-star, and I think it was worth it. And I think he's going to bring a lot of good things to Miami Heat. And, you know, Tyler Hero had a great NBA Summer League.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And I think he'll bring them some crucial minutes. I think we'll be good this season. Probably be like an A7 seed, but we'll hopefully make the playoffs. You know, it's something I haven't done in a little while, but I'm excited.
No doubt. I mean, definitely when you look at, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they still have a few more moves to make. I mean, I don't know about Dragic if he's staying or not, but
Right.
I mean, that definitely changed. I mean, even taking away the Jimmy Butler addition, I mean, you look at the young guys and Bam, Derrick Jones, and Tyler Hero now, and that's a pretty nice, solid young core there.
Right.
So in 1 year, what do you really expect to be as a player? Where do you want to be as a player?
In 1 year, pretty much for me, my eyes are just focused on getting better. Like, just continue to master certain parts of my game. You know, for me, it's not really like, oh, I need to be ranked by next year, or I need to be at this camp. You know, I'm just really trying to improve, because I feel like with time, if you're really working hard, all those things will come. And if you just trust in God and you just stay on the process of working, those things are eventually gonna come. But
Absolutely.
yeah, that's mainly it. Just, you know, also with the rankings and all that, like, for me not being a ranked player, when I see like all those top players on those ranking lists, those are all guys that are on my list, like, that I really want to go at and really show others that I can be on that list too, and I can really hang with them.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's something that, in my opinion, I mean, when you look at them, I mean, yeah, it's cool that they make the list. It's great that the ESPN and all them make it. But at the
Right.
same time, it's like, how it honestly isn't as accurate. I mean, like I said, you look at the draft class, how it's not really as similar to the NBA, the way they get drafted.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff a lot of hype and politics do get involved in it. But at the same time, it's just lights a fire under people that are not ranked, and it still can keep the motivation up for the top guys as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So as a role model, who do you say has been like your biggest role model in life?
My biggest role model easily has to be my dad. You know, my dad had a lot of adversity, like, just in his life. You know, he was had 5 other siblings. He had to kind of grow up a lot faster than most kids usually do, and he just, but with all the adversity he's gone through and just a lot of hard work that he's put in, he still just finds a way to keep this family straight and just put a smile on all our faces, and just, you know, he keeps the mood very energetic, very funny guy. But that's what I admire most about him.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little about God. I mean, I always like to end that up talking about God, and also how has He helped you the most throughout your life and your career?
Yeah, God is very big in my life. You know, obviously I pray to God every day, but just the opportunity He's given me is just, it's crazy. And it's just, you know, He obviously blesses me with a great family to keep my head straight and just help me through the journey and give me advice and all that. But just he'll just give me opportunities like for Strive for Greatness. You know, that was all God. That was a big blessing for me, because just I kind of was just asking myself, like, why me out of everybody? But, you know, that's just all God right there, to be picked to come play for LeBron's team.
No doubt. I mean, definitely God's always a person that leads people through whatever time they're going through, and it's obviously can always help you no matter where you're at.
Right.
Well, it's been great talking, my guy. I can't wait to see what the future has in store for you. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
No problem. God bless.
All right, you too.
As I I said earlier, I gave you guys a performance base in terms of the sophomores and how they competed in the second year. But now how they turn out, how their careers pan out from here on out, well, I'm going to talk about that next. You're not going to miss. I'm going to give you guys my top 50 sophomores as to how they played so far in the NBA career coming up after this, folks. Stay tuned. You're not going to miss it. So, when all these second-year players in this class ends up retiring, you want to know who I think will be the best player? He'll be first ballot Hall of Famer Donovan Mitchell. Once again, I don't value stats and all that as much as winning games and getting into the playoffs. He led his team to the playoffs in the Western Conference, top 4 seed, back-to-back years. What else do you guys want from him? He's only a sophomore. Do you realize how much further in development he's going to have? I think that's unanimous, and that's just obvious. Number 2, I think it's going to be Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum will be spectacular as well. I think he'll be a many-time All-Star. I will see if he makes the Hall of Fame. I think there's a chance. Obviously, it's a little early where he's not necessarily led a team for that long. But we will see. I do love Tatum, though. I do think he'll come out and become the second best player. Number 3, watch out, folks. Lauri Markkanen. Yep, I ranked in front of everyone else. Lauri Markkanen is a modern-day stretch big man that's going to thrive in today's game. Obviously, all these guys are saying they're not going to get seriously injured, but Lauri Markkanen is something spectacular to watch. Chicago has a legit core piece to build the entire team around him. Number 4, De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox is something spectacular. He's a point guard you can definitely have to run your offense for a very long time. I see John Wall at the least. I see a better shooting John Wall. Yes, John Wall would shoot, but I love De'Aaron Fox. And of course, De'Aaron Fox is even faster, in my opinion. Maybe not as athletic in terms of explosiveness, in terms of athletic, like jumping verticality, but he's something spectacular to watch otherwise. Number 5, don't get mad at me, but Jared Allen. I think he'll go down as being one of the best shot blockers in the NBA for a very long time, and I don't think that's going to be too much debate. I think that's going to be spectacular to watch what he does, and I do think he'll become the 5th best player in this year's draft class. I think if he continues to develop offensively and gets DeAndre Jordan to bulk him up and help lead him, something spectacular is going to come out of Jared Allen. It's going to be spectacular to watch. Number 6, Lonzo Ball. I think Lonzo Ball is the best player in that Lakers group. I truly still do. I mean, look at Lonzo Ball. He's working that shot. I think it's going to come together. It's all going to come together when he gets healthy. The shot comes together. Everything just comes together all at once. It's something special to watch. Number 7 is when Kyle Kuzma comes in. In my opinion, Kuzma is a very good player. We'll see how he handles this legit roster now. I just don't know yet. I mean, he's still obviously so much older than everyone else. So he's ready. He's kind of in that mode right now. But we will see. I do like Kuzma, of course. Don't get me wrong. But I do see Kyle Kuzma kind of filling in there, even though he's super good. Like, I do see him potentially reaching a Paul George level. It just depends, will he be able to reach that level? Number 8, Luke Kennard. I assume at the very least being J.J. Redick. And J.J. Redick is a spectacular player that could light it up on any roster, but he's chosen to go to playoff teams his entire career, which is why he's never missed the playoffs, and that's what it is. Number 9, Bam Adebayo. He just keeps working on his game. If he has that three-point shot, he's going to be something special to behold. Honestly, wouldn't be too surprising. He has a lot of Chris Bosh characteristics in terms of if he can add a shot. Number 10, I think Josh Jackson could become spectacular still. I think he might see an All-Star with him still. Josh Jackson is something special, a very good young player. Very good young player. Phoenix gave up on him. They didn't have the right people to mentor him. Memphis, though, has a piece where he's able to slide right in and starting small forward if he can get his attitude changed and being right. Number 11, Dennis Smith Jr. I don't know if New York's the right place for him long term. We'll see. Obviously, they said it's an open battle between Elfrid Payton and him. I don't believe so. I think Dennis Smith should be the runaway candidate. But we'll see if Dennis Smith finds a home and where that will be. But I do think he'll still pan to be a very good player. Next up is Derek White. I don't know if his long-term home will be in San Antonio. I know they like him, but you got to think. Keldon Johnson, Lonnie Walker, you got DeJounte Murray, and you got Derek White. All 4 of them cannot start, so we will see what goes down there. Number 13, I think Jonathan Isaac is going to be something good. I see at the very least he can get someone like Trevor Ariza. I think we're going to keep seeing, though. He can develop into someone legitimate at the small forward, power forward spot, and an exceptional defensive player. Number 14, John Collins, double-double machine. I see him becoming kind of free. I just hope he doesn't hit that point in his career where he becomes irrelevant. Number 15, Malik Monk. He's still coming, guys. Let him keep developing. He's shown he can score. He's shown his athleticism. He'll keep destroying him and Miles Bridges and Dwayne Bacon. I think they got a nice little young core growing right there with Terry Rozier now. Number 16, Zach Collins. He's going to get a starting spot, like I said, in Portland now, I believe. And I think he's going to show the world how good he can truly be. He showed some of that in the playoffs, but I truly do love Zach Collins and what he brings to the table. Number 17, Damian Dotson. Once again, I think he can score. I don't know if he'll be long-term here, but he reminds me a lot of Dwayne Bacon as well. 18, Harry Giles. He obviously keeps coming back from an injury. It's been a little bit, but I do love how he plays. He has the potential to be the starting center and he's in Sacramento for a long time. I don't know if he'll earn it or if he'll win it or if he stays healthy, but we will see. He has the potential, and I do love his game. Number 19 is Monte Morris. He's already kind of developed into that veteran elite role. But I think for a very long time, you're going to see him with that six-man spot, hopefully in Denver. We're just going to kill it. I think he's perfect fit for out there for Denver, what they're trying to build. 20 is Wayne Bacon once again. I think he's just a go-getter. He's going to go bucket. He's going to get buckets for you. He's going to go do the work you need to be a successful player in the league, and I truly do think he's got a career. There's not maybe to a high level, like all-star level, but we'll see. Now, Markelle Fultz, I'm going to put him at number 21. It's hard to rank him. It truly is, folks. Like, Markelle Fultz has so much potential, but I just don't know when he's healthy. I mean, he might not be ready for training camp, according to Steve Clifford. I just don't know with him. Freighton Telekina, though, number 22, he could still be a great defensive player. I just think he needs to get out of New York and find a new system where he's meant to be. We'll see with him, though. Number 23, Justin Jackson. We've shown he's long. He can go get buckets as well. He could potentially be a Josh Jackson-like player. I don't think he will, but I think Dallas is a good piece with him, depending if they want to trade him, keep him, whatever it may be. OG Anunoby, I think he could go up a lot this year. I just need to see him being a starter again like he will be this year, but he also does have a lot of battle out forward. Rondé, they brought Stanley Johnson, they brought Matt Thomas over from overseas. We will see. Terrence Ferguson, number 25, he will get a chance to play, but I think with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, there's only one spot really that's between Diallo, him, maybe Roberson. We'll see, but I think that Diallo might have had a zone there. Now, Frank Jackson, number 26, I see him being a great backup point guard as well. I don't know what team where it will be, because New Orleans is pretty stacked. I do think that a lot of guys will be moved still there, but we will have to see with them. Now, 27, Thomas Bryant from Washington. He obviously just got signed a big deal. Maybe he's worth it, maybe not. I just don't know. If they keep him at starting center, hopefully he pans out, but we'll see. Dylan Brooks, number 28, didn't play this year, but he still has a good game. I think just he stayed in great shape. Obviously he will. He'll come back ready to play and prove a point because he needs to prove a point if he wants to be part of this young core. Sean Brown, as I said, he may or may not be remaining in Milwaukee for so long. We'll see. But I do think he's another good piece. He's been in the league for a long time. Just a good veteran. Same thing with Jordan Bell. Same exact story. Energy. Good. He's already won a championship. I think he's going to provide big-time things for Minnesota. Now, 31, Tony Bradley. I think he could skyrocket. I truly do think. I mean, I love Tony Bradley, what he brings to the table. I think he's a perfect modern-day center if someone gives him a chance. Utah's done a great job developing him. He's been a stud in the summer league this year. Was really good last year. He just keeps getting better. Josh Hart, 32. Yeah, crazy. But I just don't think he's going to fit in the system with New Orleans. I don't know what's going to happen out there. It is concerning to me. But we will see what happens with Josh Hart. 33, Chris Boucher. I think he's got a lot of playing time out of Toronto. He's going to develop. He's going to come to the States big time later on in his career. Won't be lasting too long, but I do love Chris Boucher. DJ Wilson showed he could play. Wasn't necessarily a bust. Same exact story with TJ Leaf, which is why I put him at 35. But we will see them continue to develop. I think Leaf could take a bigger jump just because he's a better shooter, modern day power forward to come off the bench. Ivan Rabb at 36. Just a good player. I don't know if he'll be in the league for much longer, but yeah. And Jonathan Motley, 37. Energy. He reminds me so much of Montrezl Harrell. I'm shocked that the Clippers are going to keep him on as a two-way. I think they bring him back, or someone at least would bring him back, unless there's some off-court issues. Luke Cornett, once again, he's a great energy player, but I don't think he's going to last too long. Jonah Bolden, he could move up. He proved to be a valuable player in the rotation for Philly at times last year. We'll see how he continues to develop. Todd Dorsey's currently a free agent. We will see what goes down with him. I do like Dorsey because obviously he scored and played big time for Milwaukee or for Memphis when he was in there last year and got a chance at the end of the season. Devin Robinson was just signed to Toronto, but he is athletic. He can play big. I do like his game too, how it translates. Antonio Blakeney, he could score at an exceptional level. He was killing it for Chicago. They decided to pull back the minutes, let other guys play. Not sure why, but I do love Antonio Blakeney. Then Wesley Wundu, just a good defensive player, a minor and a way 3-and-D player. We'll see him continue to develop. Emil Jefferson got brought back to the two-way by Orlando. I love his game. He killed out the summer league. Edmund Summers got signed to a long-term deal with Indiana, 3 years, I believe. I like that deal. He's a good backup point guard. Semi Ojeleye for Boston. He continues to be able to space the floor. He can shoot. I think he'll be along with his team for a while just because of that. Then Kadeem Allen for New York. He sort of can get buckets. We'll see how he does on two-way once again. And Frank Mason is now on a two-way deal with Milwaukee. We'll see if he can develop and just get more and more attributes to his game and how that turns out in the future. Isaiah Briscoe-Torres, he had meniscus and he had an issue. Was playing a really good defensive player from off the bench. Even got some all defensive player of the year votes. We'll see if he can come back into what level. And then finally, 50th, Sindarius Thornwell. Big time player in college. Obviously, that's going to go to the Final Four. We'll see what he continues to develop as time gets going on. But that's what I got for the top 50. Coming up next, I'm going to give you guys a quick brief update about what went down this past weekend and how those things impacted the teams that those players signed at and all of that went down. Stay tuned, a couple things happened, but I do want to recap that real quickly. Coming up after this. So the big signing this weekend was Kyle Korver, in fact, going to Milwaukee. Obviously, there's many options. You had Philadelphia was one that really people were considering. Obviously, you had interest in LA, you had Houston, you had a lot for anyone that was a contending team would have taken Kyle Korver. Now, Milwaukee is going to be big time. Just to be a player on that roster is huge. As shooting, also helps replace Brogdon the best possible, but helps develop Giannis and work better and better. Just another great veteran in that locker room that has won a championship. Perfect signing there. Absolutely incredible. They also made news signing Frank Mason for a two-way deal. Perfect. One of the best two-way players probably in the entire NBA you'll see this season. Big time signing there as well. Who's Antetokounmpo, Giannis' younger brother. He will also now be heading to the Lakers after being waived by Dallas and playing the waivers via waiver for Lakers to be another two-way player. Just joining Norvell Jr. out there. That's pretty much it in this weekend in terms of the free agency signings and stuff. Not too busy. I expect trades to pick up at some point soon. But as of right now, that's what you guys have to expect. And that's what my free agency update is for this episode. What went down over the weekend that didn't get enough media attention? Well, all coming up after this SchuZ Zone fan favorite. Coming up next, I got 4 things to talk about. So let's get right into it. Coming up after this. So let's get right into it. You guys might have seen it. A lot of NBA players are having their own camps, and a lot of NBA players are showing up little kids. James Harden, he breaks the kid's ankles. Bam just destroys the kid. And Towns dunks, he blocks, and he has a big time step back three. It's all fun and games. I mean, these kids will remember this forever. It's just awesome to sit there doing this at their own camps, team camps. Truly great to get back to the community with these kids. And honestly, yes, it's a highlight, it's funny, but these kids will remember this for the rest of their lives. And it's something that truly will stick with them, which is awesome to have professional athletes do that. Now, CJ McCollum and Eric Gordon both also have now announced that they would not be a part of Team USA. The list continues to shrink as they all prepare to get ready for the season. Like I said, I'd rather just let us take a whole bunch of young guys, maybe a couple of veterans, and just go qualify, obviously, for the Olympics and be able to go play in the Olympics when it matters. Because we're going to win no matter what. Now, Wizards have now named interim GM Tommy Shepard the GM. Big time move by the Washington Wizards. I like the addition. He has had a solid summer. Hasn't been anything special. Nothing to necessarily say he's a star or he's not. But it's been solid. He has made some good moves. Has made some not really many bad moves. I love the Rui Hachimura signing or drafting. They've really made some just solid, good pickup moves. Letting go of some good players that they had to let go of. I like the moves that he's made. Now, Kyle Kuzma is also parted with his agent and Priority Sports in hopes of growing his business, which I really do like that. I mean, it truly is something that was a great move for him. I think he wants to expand. He has the members. He has LeBron James that's expanding. He has Anthony Davis. Be a part of that. And I love basketball players and professional athletes in general expand their wealth and expand their money. It's awesome to see this, and it truly is a great thing. That's what I got for SchuZ Zone. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Because next time, I'll get back to you and recap the next week and what's going all down at the media and not give enough attention to. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today on SchuZ Views episode 29. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. As the Strive for Greatness and Blue Chip series continues, you're not going to miss Friday, what episode has to bring, because Brandon Davis will be joining us from North Coast Blue Chips to talk about North Coast and so much more. You're not going to miss it. Only one way to stay up to date, though, on this and my show, The Breakdown, where I talk about their highlights and the mixtapes with players right alongside me. All this get informed by that, go follow me at Zach Schumaker on Instagram or Twitter. Go like my Facebook page, SchuZ Views Zach Schumaker. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to do that. The Breakdown or SchuZ Views Zach Schumaker. Please don't forget that. And also, while you're on the podcast, don't forget to go like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever it may be to continue to help promote SchuZ Views. It would be huge for me. It would mean the world. Also, if you guys go put on your stories, go make posts, whatever it may be, let's keep branding this and keep making SchuZ Views grow across the country. I love seeing the way it's going. I support all you guys, and I appreciate all you guys for doing that. Once again, I know I say this a lot, but if you guys ever want to get on, do voice messages. I love to respond to you guys. Hit me up with questions about the NBA or college basketball, and let's do it. I appreciate all you guys. That being said, SchuZ is out. Everyone go be the light of God, and God bless.